and good evening. We are back. This is Cone Racing League. I am Pheasant Plucker, and we are at race number 10 of the Cone Racing Academy. What a season we're having so far. We are here tonight in Autodromo Nazionale di Monza in Italy for the Italian Grand Prix. Really looking forward to it, and really looking forward to the man that we have back. I'm so happy to introduce him once again. He's been having a love affair with F1, continues to grow even stronger with some fantastic news he's had recently, so I know he's buzzing to be back commentating again. Here we are, Mr. Steiny. How are you doing, lad?
Lovely, I do amazing, thank you very much. It is really, really good to be back. I really miss to do commentating for CRA, for the Academy from Cone Racing League, and I'm very, very excited for today's race. We are going to Monza in Italy. It is not going to be Imola as real life Formula 1 will head to on the weekend, but we are in Monza, and it's a track where you spend over 80% of the time on the track on full throttle, so it's going to be a very, very fast race, and long start and finish line as well on 1.1 kilometer. One of the best opportunities to make an overtake. Hopefully we will see some great overtakes here, but first we are heading down to qualifying. 18 minutes time for every single driver to put their best time on the timetable.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just going to jump on board with our current championship leader, Jay Wills. Last week he was second to Big Ben, but he has put himself at the top still of the championship. 241 points for him. Ryan Mills in second place with 236. Big Ben, after last week's victory, squeezes the gap a little bit. 204 points. Hedgehog in fourth with 164. Gautier left alone, 103. In Murphy in sixth position after last week's eighth spot. He's on 100 points. Sniper Boy with 99. Mazel's in 93. Ninth place is JB Bow with 88, and MUFC Card 10th with 69 points in the championship. But we go flying down towards Rettifilo, turns 1 and 2. Not bad round the corner there from Jay Wills. Decent start from him with this long Curva Biasson, the Curva Grande, the long curve basically. This is why we call that. Flats out towards Della Roger. Take plenty of the first curve, try and stay as straight as you can through the turn. He's managed that quite well, to be honest. Towards Lesmos. Turns 6 and 7, gets straight back on the power. Maybe a little bit early there, he turned the nose in a little bit too much, but he takes that corner well. Might be a little bit of traffic in front of him. A lot of them came out at the same time. He's just gone round Seraglion towards Ascari. Alberto Ascari, of course, who that is named after. 3 times winner here at the track. He's taking this well. And towards the final two corners, not single corner of turn 11, should I say, Parabolica. Straight back on the power. Nice wide curve, and we'll see the first lap from Jay Wills, and he puts it on pole with a 120.342 immediately out the way of Sniper Boy. Maybe he didn't want to give anybody a tow immediately behind him.
Absolute, talk about tow. There was a long loads of cars as well on the straight, a very long straight. You can get a big advantage as well, but it makes everything tricky if you get close to the car in front of you for turn 1 and 2. And while you were commentating for the Mercedes of Jay Wills, who put a amazing time of 20.3 already on pole position, I was watching Murphy, who just crossed over the line as the first medium tires with the 21.2, so very interesting. We have only Murphy and who's the other one, the Racing Point JB Bowie on the medium tires, so we'll see. And Murphy unfortunately spun around, but that was just after the lap, so he will be able to get back into the pit very quick.
We have just seen, at that point, Big Ben has put it on pole with a 119.990. Just seen him come over the final lap. That's a very strong time, by the way. That's not bad, considering it's the first time out for short qualifying for the first lap. If that's going to be one hell of a target to get at, I would expect to see maybe a 119.5 to be good enough to take this, potentially. It's there. I know that a few have been practicing recently.
Yeah, we're gonna see very, very close difference between the times. It's gonna be so close. There are not many turns that you can make some mistakes, so it's very, very crucial to get every turn as good as possible.
Indeed, J. Wills. So it's fastest lap at the bottom with a 120.3, which we know has been beaten. Sometimes it can do that on this game, or apologies. Quite a few on their second laps currently as well. Just on board with JB Bowie still, coming towards Parabolica. This is sector 3. One turn in sector 3.
So at the same time we have Raffbold as well starting his lap on soft compound tire into turn 2. Cuts the turn 2, getting a little bit early on the throttle and down to turn 3, which is basically just a straight, but preparing himself again for a heavy braking zone. Once again, cutting the curve very beautifully. On a good run at the moment, the Red Bull driver. Looks very promising.
It's not bad at all. Sniper Boy Hards, we were on board with, put himself into P4, and just as I said it, El Wyatt followed him over the line in the McLaren and puts himself in P4 with 120.56. There's some close laps considering how long these laps are, by the way. What's going on track? There seems to be a Ferrari that has stood still. It's Crash Gaming. Crash has lost it after Ascari by the looks of things out of the turn there. If we can just see the racing point. Sorry for skipping around the screen a little bit. And he's just disappeared off screen, but I imagine that's where he's clipped the curb. And he is ended early, unfortunate for him. JB Bowie on his second lap, he came out in the mediums, currently the fastest of the mediums. Murphy is in the pits, going to come out in the soft soon. He's in P12, JB Bowie P10. Ryan Mills is come out on an outlap, and I believe is in Rathbone. It's just past the line. Put himself in P7 with a 120.6.
Looking very strong there as well. I had the purple second sector. Rathbold looking strong here for this Italian Grand Prix, but the times at the front, they're going to come closer and closer as it is at the moment for P4 and P5. Everyone is on the 20.5, looking very, very close and very promising for the remaining 10 minutes. And talking about the, well, not talking about it, but we are yet back again, as the chat on YouTube is saying as well already. A huge welcome to everyone. 16 people watching us. Welcome everyone. If you have any questions, if you want to watch anyone, let us know. And at the same time, Rathbold on, I think that was his out lap or in lap, he crashed himself out. Very, very unfortunate for Rathbold. He has a 20.6, so maybe he will stay in the top 10, but we will see in the next 10 minutes. But once again, everyone in the chat, we see your messages, and especially a lovely shout out there to Panda as well. We are doing great, thank you very much. I hope you do great as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Good evening, everyone. Hope we're all looking forward to this one again with us all racing here on Thursday evening as well. The tiers 1, 2 and 3. It should be interesting watch. Once again, this is always an interesting track. You don't have a dull race in Monza. That's one positive part of the track, definitely. It's not for everyone, is it? This I tend to find. Some people love it. It's a bit of a Marmite track.
I don't. I definitely struggle on this track here. My pace is way off compared to the other guys in Tier 1. Absolutely tricky there to get the few tens here and there, but many people actually like it, but because it's such a high-speed track, and I can understand it as well.
Yeah, we've just seen Ryan Mills there, just put his first lap down. He couldn't beat the 120.665. We're just on board with J. Wills now. He's coming down towards Parabolica. The final turn, 11. Slap on the brakes, could have took it a bit tighter, but he gets back on early. That's decent. Can he? Yes, he can. With a 119.569, so 118.5 exactly. Exactly what I'd said before. It's going to be there or thereabouts, and I think that could be good enough. One lap by J. Wills at the top of the leaderboard for a reason. Ryan Mills will certainly look to improve on what he is on so far. He is back out. He set a purple sector 2 there by the look of what I've just seen on the map. He's lost it a little bit coming out of the Scar. If you catch that inside curve, it's so easy to lose the downforce or the grip, should I say, and it just sends you wide with the back tyres, and that can be dangerous because as soon as you regain grip, the wheels turned, and at that speed, you can quite easily whip round. He's not. Oh, I thought he was going to pull in the pits, but he isn't, and he can improve. Puts himself on P4 with a 120.554. Have you got your eye on Stanley? Who else is out on a lap currently?
Yeah, I had an eye on Gauthier Lefalon, who went out on to do a double lap. He invalidated his first time, and unfortunately invalidated his second attempt as well straight away, so he should be on an in-lap right now. Unfortunate for him, it's not going too well on his second attempt, but he still has 7 minutes time. And just watching as well, Ghost Angel 1 going down the straight and into turn number 1, heavy braking zone, almost cutting the first turn a little bit slower on the exit on acceleration, but there's a lot of time that he can still make up. There's a McLaren as well from L. Wyatt straight behind him, getting some more tens, some more hundreds, some more thousands there, thanks to the slipstream from the Renault driver in front. But we will see how much this can affect Wyatt behind as we go down into the first Lesmo and now the second Lesmo as well. On the exit, just a small correction, activating DRS as well, and still struggling a little bit with finding the right traction, but the McLaren driver is straight behind him as well, so it's going to be very, very crucial who gets the Ascari better. And why it gets so close, it's going to go down to the last turn of Parabolica, but the McLaren invalidated. That was very, very unfortunate. Maybe the impact of the dirty air, who knows, but Ghost Angel 1 now coming across the line. He invalidated as well on the exit of the last turn. Unfortunate for him, he needs to go again. That was 3/10 quicker than his previous attempt.
Oh, wow. Yeah, well, you were chatting as well, so Big Ben on stream, he invalidated his first fast lap, so he'll be looking to try and improve. There's another invalidated lap as we watch Mr. Squiddo, and he was on a fast lap, he's invalidated as well. All of them just pushing that little bit too hard, clearly just trying to leak out every little attempt off the track, but unfortunately that can go against you. When you're living on the tightrope like that. Gauthier Lefalon is on that lap. Who else is actually on a lap on track? We haven't got anybody. We're all coming back in now, trying to start to think about how they want to end this qualifying with 5 minutes and 14 seconds to go.
Very interesting as well here from Murphy in the final sector. Just Parabolica now left to do as the last turn. He had 2 cars as well in front of him. I think he's on... No, it doesn't look like he's on a faster break. I think he's going in. So Murphy going back into the pit after having a 20.2, currently in P4, looking strong for him.
Yeah, not bad. I know that he's shown pace on a couple of occasions this week, I know, around here, so he'll be looking forward to the challenge, see if he can stay up there again. But I know there's been a lot of them. There's been multiple practices this week. I know everybody's been trying to have their fair share of goals at this track. I think everyone's quite interested now. It is starting to get to the business end of the season. We're on race 10. I think everybody's just putting certainly a lot more thought into each race, I think, and it's showing, isn't it, with certainly the sort of pace that we see week in, week out now.
Absolutely, absolutely. We just had a small comment as well on the mic. Oh, just watching Reverend Melvin there again in the Ascari turn exit. He invalidated his lap time. It looked so promising for him, but he can go again if he decides to. He has 4 minutes time. He could go into the pit as well. This will be down to his decision. But we had a small comment as well on the microphone level, which has been resolved now, which is perfect. Thank you everyone as well in the chat for letting us know.
Right. I think, was it mine?
That was a bit low, yes, but now you're way better. I can hear your lovely, amazing voice in my ear. It's
the microphone. I've got it on a wire, so I've got when it's in my face. It's really loud sometimes. My apologies. So Gautier Lefalon put himself in P3 with a 1:19.9. So great out, a great lap, hot lap from him. Big Ben is out. Looks like he's invalidated again, but that's an out lap. I think Ryan Mills was on a lap, so we'll join him. Yes, he is. Yep. He's just coming around turn 7. Second Lesmos and to the DRS straight. Oh, there's a slight curve in there, Curva del Seraglio. Still hard on the brakes and hug that corner. That looks like it. Oh, he's got away with the invalidation because he did slope around the corner, and you do sometimes get away with them on the game, but ultimately if he's done that on that corner to that degree, you would imagine that the lap isn't going to be bettered with 2 minutes 38. Has he got enough in the tank to go again? Or has he just put enough in to get that one solid lap in and try and utilise less fuel for that one big go? Looks like he's got enough fuel. Yeah, there's nothing flashing bottom right, which you would expect. So yeah, okay, he's going to go again. Who else have we got in around this track?
Got L Wyatt at the moment, getting a slipstream from his teammate. I'm not too sure if Squidder is on the lap, but he's not, and he is pulling to the right hand side. He definitely gave Wyatt there a nice slipstream, beautiful teamwork, as you can see. L Wyatt now about to cross the line. Let's see if he can improve his time, and he does. Goes up to P3. It is a double McLaren, well, almost a double McLaren front. We have just Jay Wills being a little bit quicker. It is McLaren 2-3, looking really strong in this track.
Yeah, Big Ben, he has invalidated his lap, so he's not going to better himself on here either. The McLaren of L Wyatt has gone round again. The other McLaren's in the pits. Jay Wills is also on his out lap, following his teammate around the track currently. That's MUFC Harvey, who will get a little bit of slipstream off him as well. Are my eyes right? Are my eyes right there? Are the colours right? It is the colour, yeah.
Yeah, I do believe so, yes.
Oh, sorry, it's not Sniper Boy. He's on his way out. He's on an out lap. It's for the Williams, sorry. Got the Williams and the Mercedes colours mixed.
It's very close. It's,
my eyes.
That's alright, I think we're on a long distance and that's fine for everyone. Very difficult to see them on the horizon. But many cars are on the fast lap on the last attempt at the moment. Ooh. We just have... What's happening?
That was very close. Murphy on a fast lap just had to dive out of the way. I'm not sure who that was on the track there, but was in a very compromised position at the time. Is it going to compromise Murphy's time? He's in P7 currently, comes right around the outside, he keeps it going. Is it going to be enough? Yes, he is. Going to put it back on P4. That's a good lap by Murphy with a 1:19.9. So the 1:19.5 still looks pretty good from Jay Wills. He is currently on a lap. We'll jump on board with Jay Wills. He's just coming towards Ascari. Let's see how he manages it. Nice hook on the corner. Looks like he carried plenty of pace around there. Minded the knobbles, and it looks like he might have lost it. And oh, it's gone. And that's his qualifying over. Jay Wills just tried to pump it too hard. He knew that there was only 10 seconds left of the, he had really nothing to lose. And he's absolutely binned it quite fabulously at the end of Ascari and turn 10. Just clipped the side and, well, he actually clipped the inside of 9, did he, in the first place? Or was it? No, just took it wide on 10, didn't he, on the release. And it all went pear-shaped. So, let's have a little look. Hedgehog, can he better? As he comes around the final corner, there is a couple ahead. No movement from Mazzles and Ryan Mills. And Hedgehog dived into the pits. And you see Harvey's still out. Ghost Angel 1's still out. Is there anyone higher than
Murphy
that?
As well.
Murphy's still on a lap. Let's jump on board with Murphy and see if he can better it. As Big Ben puts a lap in on his third lap of softs with a 1:19.7. So that's what a great lap that is for him, by the way. Great shout. He might have got a little bit of slipstream in there. It looks like Murphy might have as well. Was the launch good enough?
Just a 10 slower than his previous lap times, unfortunately. A 20.1 that was. But very impressive still from Murphy here. A 19.9 on P5. Anyone else is on a lap? No, it doesn't look like, unless Mishi Georgia is on quick. No, he's going into the pit. He has a low fuel mode. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. We have the top 5, the top 10. The grid is set. We have Jay Wills as a Mercedes driver with a 19.5 on P1, just in front of Mrs. Guido on a 19.7. And 19.7 as well, sharing the same time with Ben on P3, in front of the second McLaren driver on 19.8, 19.9 as well, Mr. Murphy himself, P5. You love to see this as well. On a 99 as well, again, got your left alone and almost a 20 straight flat. JB Bowie, P7, P8, Sniper Y on a 20.079, so extremely close between 7 and 8 there. Reverend Melbourne on P9, and Mazzles it is on P10 on a 20.2. Very, very close on a few occasions. You love to see that. I'm very, very excited here for the race itself.
Superb. That is our qualifying done. Once again, Jay Wills puts himself at the top. Mr. Squido, by the way, he showed what he was capable of. He sits in for JJ Codvickers in the McLaren this evening. Who have you got your eye on here? Who's your fancies off the back of that? Obviously, it tells its own tale. There's similar people up there. I think Ryan Mills is going to be a bit surprised at where he's going to start the race in the Ferrari, currently our second in the championship.
Of course, you want to look at the top 3 at the moment with Jay Wills, just 5 points ahead of Ryan Mills at 99 on P2, but Ben as well, just so close behind. This is going to be a really close battle at the front between Jay Wills and Ben, but what I really like to see now is an AlphaTauri at the front with Ben, and also we have 2 McLaren at the front. It does sound very, very familiar to me on the Italian Grand Prix in real life from 2020. So, who are we going to see at the very end of the last lap on front? Is it going to be an AlphaTauri? Is it going to be a McLaren? Or is Jay Wills just faster than everyone else here in Italy and will take the victory?
Well, it's looking that way, isn't it? If the last few weeks are anything to go by, he's certainly going to be at the top, challenging at the front. He certainly led from the front in many races. Austria, of course, race 8. He won there. Ryan Mills took the victory. Where was that one? That was the week before Spain, before the break week, or was that Austria? But Jay,
that was Austria, yes.
Yeah, Jay Will Spa. He took it in Spa. He was second in Brazil. He's basically every time he's been on track,
very quick driver indeed.
Yeah,
absolute. And as well, a small update here while we are watching the driver doing the formation lap. Very crucial to warm up your tires. A small update as well from the chat on YouTube. Don't worry, guys, we have not forgotten about you, and because we found out that Mr. Squido has his home race here, so looking very promising. This is it's going to be very interesting all the way down. Nothing is over yet, because DRS is going to be so important. Lap 3, you really want to be close to the car in front to get the extra 20 PS, I think it is, down the 1 kilometer straight, and you can keep up with them. So very, very curious to see who will take the victory here.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Just as you said, come around nice and gradually, getting plenty of warmth into them tyres before the race starts. And what a glorious day it looks there, by the way. They've become it's quite nice for the weather there. I hope that looks the same as Thursday. I was involved in some a rainy Spain in some of the qualifying, so not ideal. Well, not for me anyway. I am not. I wouldn't even class myself as a driver in the rain. I'm disgraceful. Disgraceful.
I would need to.
But it's always because I'm trying to push too hard rather than just meet my capabilities. But yeah, that's the point of racing, I guess, isn't it? Push the limits, just don't push it too hard. Yeah. How much is too much? How much is too much? But
yeah. And many drivers feel it as well, how just push a little bit too much under formation laps or under safety cars as well, as you have experienced in real life. But lucky us, we have not seen a single disqualification here on this formation lap in CRA. You love to see that, because then every single driver can focus on their own tires. But I think you can take it away for the Italian Grand Prix, CRA, race number 10. You're more than welcome to start the race.
Thank you very, very much. So, the last of the drivers coming in. Crash Game and Missy Joy, Greg's Game Centre just feeding in at the back. We'll get all of the information up on the right hand side now before the race starts. Usually I click about halfway through. We'll do position changes to see where people go for leader. I can't get the right view on, but now we've got the right view on. And 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and here we go! This is it, the start of the Italian Grand Prix, race number 10 of the Cone Racing Academy. Looks like a clean getaway for everyone, really. Nice and smooth down towards the first corner. Please brake, be considerate of the cars in front, and that looks like one at least has gone very deep and done a Sebastian Vettel.
Murphy did almost do a Vettel there, but luckily he could avoid everything and just return back on track. And looking very promising so far.
Yeah, is there anything going back on further back in the race? I'm sure I've just seen a little bit of wing go flying across the track. It looked like it could have been the Red Bull of Rathbone, but I can't be 100% on that. Just looked like it at the time. And you just seen him catch that bit of gravel, and he's caught it again. The McLaren that was still on board with El Wyatt just wobbling around a little bit. Big Ben manages to retain his position, as does Jay Wills. Big Ben goes ahead of Mr. Is it Mr. Squiddo? Is Mr. Squiddo now that we know it's
Squiddo.
Squiddo.
Squiddo, his, yes.
First race, but his home race. Not first race. But he's not bad. He's still in third position.
Got here from Spawn. He spun. He has damage. He's standing on the track at the moment, trying to rejoin. But luckily he was ghosting there, unfortunately for him. He has to go into the box straight away to change his tires and his front wing there. His tires might be burning right now as well.
What has Murphy just got his penalty for, by the way? He seems to get a penalty also, and just gone first, according to the left-hand side graphic.
Yes. Let's have a quick look for the penalties. It is a 5-second time penalty for Murphy, as well for Harvey all the way at the back on P19. He had damage as well. I saw that. He had to box, which he is in right now. So we have 5 seconds penalties for Murphy and for Harvey. But other than that, it's looking really good so far.
Wow. So, we're just on board with the current race leader, who I believe is a leader. There's nobody in front of him on the track. Is Jay Wills. He's got a second ahead of Mr. Squiddo. Let's have a look at the... we don't want leader, we want interval. There we go, and we can see where the battles are on track. Sniper Boy, the closest currently. JB Bowie just behind him, but there's a bit of a train going on, which we probably presumed would happen first lap. Don't know why the blue lights are flashing there.
Oh, someone spun. Crash Gaming spun.
Ah, no.
Crash Gaming all the way back.
Contact, and it looks like JP Bowie and who was the other one? Was it
Sniper Boy? Sniper Boy.
It was Sniper Boy. I can't get on them. Oh, the pair of them are in the gravel, the Williams, and oh no, and JB Bowie. There's been an issue on track there again, going through Ascari side by side. It's not the nicest place in the world to be. Let's see where else we have on track. There's battles now going on as we go down the opening straight. It's hard to know where to look. So
right, this is looking promising.
Yeah, thank you. Keep shouting me every time you see something going on track.
I will do.
Because this is going to be pretty hard to keep up with. So,
well, absolutely. It's going to be a big challenge as well for us.
Ryan Mills gets to start the race on mediums, by the way. A medium soft for Ryan Mills. That'll be an interesting one.
Absolutely. I've seen talking about a strategy as well. At the meantime, Ryan Mills is going around. No, he's not going around the outside. He decided to give Hedgehog the position and just wait for another opportunity. And he will wait until the two Lesmos as well are over. But talking about the strategies, I've seen, I think, almost every driver being on the one-stop strategy here. Not really surprising, because this is what you want to do. You want to stay in a DRS, you want to charge your ERS for the long run, and you don't want to stop that much. So one-stop is really strong here. Looking very good at the moment for Hedgehog, but we have another yellow flag as well, as maybe a car just lost a little bit. I'm not too sure what happened there, but we are keep racing.
El Wyatt and Murphy. Oh, El Wyatt goes wide on Murphy. Murphy tries to hit the inside line. El Wyatt very, very wide, but gets the launch going up the opening straight and will take the position. Murphy trying to go on the inside. Will that cost him some time, because he's got the Red Bull of Rathbone just sniffing around the back of his exhaust at the moment, but they're both going to take a launch. Murphy's going to get the job done on El Wyatt and puts himself back in front before the braking zone, but the Red Bull is going to go alongside him. Murphy's had to take it late. I can see why he did that. There's 3 cars all beside each other. Oh no!
Oh no, he pushed him off a little bit. Very, very unfortunate. Raffle was trying to go around the outside, but Raffle now under pressure from Revan Melvin, who is trying to go around the outside again off turn 3. Is he going to be able to make it? And it's going to be a side-by-side into turn 4. Raffle is just breaking a little bit later and gets the position back. Really good defending, which put Revan Melvin into a struggle now. We had to defend against Muzzles, but Muzzles conceded the position and just... we have a virtual safety car. This is why he conceded the position and stopped battling. I'm not too sure what happened on track. It looks like a mess. Ferrari crashed out.
I can't find the Ferrari. So they must have
Ferrari
gone.
crashed gaming.
I can't see it. 1 second. Can't seem to find
they are lying in the Ascari turn on the exit
there
on the right hand side.
There it is on the outside of the screen, just disappearing off at the moment. Did Crash not go out before that? Or is it
I
just
think he did.
So I thought someone went off and I thought it was Ferrari.
I think it was him, yes, maybe. It looks like a very unfortunate start for him. But now very, very crucial for the virtual safety car. I have a feeling that's going to end very soon. We have many people on the long straight. Who's going to be able to get a better start?
Well, what I've just noticed, they're on track. I don't know what's going on, but 3 people have all got speeding penalties, I believe. There, Mean Man Moody, MUFC Harvey, and Sniper Boy, all going a little bit too quick once we were racing again. But J Will still leads Big Ben in 2nd position with 0.6 behind in the AlphaTauri. And then bigger gaps are starting to form around the track. Sorry to put in. Reverend Melvin is 4/10 behind. Rathbone continues the push, although he's just lost the back end a little bit there. So that's going to cost him some time in De La Roja.
Beautifully said as well there, lovely pronunciation there as we watch as well here a DRS trade with Rathbold, who is leading at the moment, using a lot of DRS to push out of the 1 second window, which is so important here in Italy. Rathbold had to correct himself and he caught his car, but it's going to be difficult down the straight. Revan Melvin is going to come very close. Rathbold pushing away with overtake. Revan Melvin coming very, very close. This is going to be an overtake before the last turn. Oh, Revan Melvin put him off the line. Revan Melvin now under pressure from Mazzles and Hedgehog as well behind there. This is beautiful racing. Rathbold is going off the track. Unfortunately, he's lost a lot of pace, and Mazzle's taking 2 positions there. Rathbold and Revan Melvin now side by side into turn number 1. The Hedgehog is very, very close. Rathbold just tapping the back of Mazzles and pushing off Revan Melvin just once again. I think this time he pushed him off a little bit, but a lot of battling we have here. Oh, Revan Melvin still putting pressure on the Hedgehog side by side, and he's braking a little bit later, still side by side. Oh, this is gonna be bad. And there's a Ferrari around the outside. Ryan Mills taking advantage, and there was, I think, a double overtake, but Revan Melvin tried to go switchback. Almost made it work. Almost. Wow, I can't even breathe here. Oh, and again, I'm not gonna talk anymore, but we have Renault with Hedgehog taking a position again. What a beautiful battle here down from position 7. Wow, so much going on here in Italy.
Do you know, I'm honestly just sat with a smile on my face, just loving it. Like, I'm quite happy just to listen to you go. It was just superb racing all over the place. How they're all still in this race is beyond me. There was a superb move by Melvin at one point on there. Ryan Mills, by the way, absolutely
really
flying
impressive,
as usual, but on the medium, so he's having a lovely little looking stint. Rathbo and who is it changing spots there? It's because Elwight's got in the pits. My apologies, I thought I missed something obvious there while I was just a little bit excited. Reverend Melvin again looks towards the inside. I don't think he's going to get a chance to get that done, but you can see this little cluster of Formula 1 cars are looking rather exciting coming towards turn 3, the Curva Grande. I need to get the Italian.
Beautiful Italian accent there as well.
No,
but now I think we are settling down now a little bit. Very polite from the drivers to give us as a commentator a small breathing pause as well before they go for a few more switchbacks and battles on track. But the train with Rathbold and Ryan Mills is still very, very close together. We have, how many cars is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cars all together. We definitely keep an eye on them. At the meantime, at the front, Ben took provisional P1 at the moment since Jay Wills went into the pits.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Lap 8 of 27. You can go sort of soft medium, but soft hard is an option around here as well if you're not confident on your tyres. But I think soft medium is as long as you're nice and smooth around here, it's well do. It's not. I don't think it's hard, or has that been unfair?
No, I agree. I think you can go on hard as well. It would just slow you down, and it's a bit tricky to get the traction down and the acceleration properly on the hard tires. But once they're warmed up, they're actually decent, especially if you have to pit at the very beginning. It's the tire usage, if I can say so, is not really that high, so hard tires are fine as well. We have two as well on hard at the moment, JB Bowie and P17 just in front of Gauthier Leffelong. Both drivers are on hard tires.
Just switch that graphic for a little bit and put the tyres on the left hand side so people can see what's going on. I've just stuck with Hedgehog because he was only half a second going towards the DRS section of the track behind Ryan Mills, but at the same time they're both sharing the same compound, both the good movers with the mediums. It looks like Reverend Melvin has just been taken, I believe, by Ghost Angel 1 on that little section.
Well, that was a beautiful move, but Reverend Melvin now pushing back, using a lot of ERS there, going on the inside. No, he's preparing his car, put Ghost Angel 1 offline, but he puts himself even worse, in a worse position, having now, he wanted to pit, okay, very interesting, but Jay Will's now taking the opportunity to overtake Goose Angel 1, and Ben is coming out of the pit lane. Very beautiful overtake there, but all the drivers need to be very, very careful not to get any damage, and I think it did not happen as for now. Goose Angel 1 going back to P8, but I think he's still on, he's on old soft tires, so Jay Will's taking a position, very crucial, and Ryan Mills is getting really close, or was he just been overtaken by Hedgehog? I'm not 100% sure, but very close at 2 tenths.
Yeah, I think that in the first place Ryan Mills was certainly behind Hedgehog with the mediums. I don't know if he's caught him or not, but they're certainly in a good spot, I'll say that, considering they're 8 through the mediums have got the softs to come onto. And how are they looking? Let's have a little look at...
That's going to be battle down the straight, I think. Rathbold there in front, struggling a little bit. We have Hedgehog. Rathbold! Almost crashed into the Renault driver as well, but Renault driver is not away from the pressure, because the Ferrari is just waiting for the long 1 kilometer straight where you can just go flat out and let the engine do its work. And of course you get DRS and ERS as well. You might be better if you don't want to use any ERS there as a Renault driver, as he doesn't. And the Ferrari is taking the position here. He's fighting back a little bit, still side by side now. He had to concede a position. The Ferrari driver positioned his car really well there. Ryan Mills now up to P3.
Yeah,
very good.
Absolutely flying. We just saw a little bit of contact between turns 1 and 2, but very minimal. Both the drivers trying to give each other as much space as possible. It's a tough corner at the best of times and can often be quite a slippy one to get your toe back down on the accelerators. We see someone in the distance there just catch the gravel.
It's Golden Wolf. Jay Will's just behind it. It's going to be crucial for Ben and Jay Wills to get past him. Because Golden Wolf has not pitted just yet, and this might be an opportunity for Ben to get closer to Jay Wills. Jay was taking the opportunity, the first one straight away on the DRS, and Ben is also going for the move, getting rid of the Racing Point, but no, they're making contact. It's still side by side, and the Racing Point defending the position. It's really all going to the benefit of Jay Wills pushing away from Ben, but he is pushing back. I think he's using a little bit of ERS as well, but both drivers looking very, very stable and controlled.
Yeah, Big Ben now coming out the pits with his mediums on. He's going to see hopefully the rest of this race out with, and he's just put himself into
Cool, 5 seconds. Sorry to interrupt, but by entering the pit lane, 5 seconds time penalty for Golmol. Very unfortunate.
Oh no, it hasn't come up on screen at the moment, and he's got a penalty there. Don't know where to look. Let's have a little look at Hedgehog. He is just behind Ryan Mills again. The pair of them still fighting on these mediums. 10 laps so far.
Very crucial as well for Ben to stay in the DRS one from J Wills, their provisional P1, P2. Mr. Squiddo now able to catch up a little bit. We'll see if he can catch them up all the way to the DRS window. Ben dropping back a little bit over 1 second. Now you have to use a bit of ERS. But J Wills again approaching another 2 cars that he has to pass, and which gives Ben again opportunity to come a bit closer, and both of them are just battling, and it's going to be battle all the way down the straight once again.
Hedgehog gets really close to the back of Ryan Mills down Parabolica, tries to get on the accelerator a little bit faster. He gets on the power, puts it alongside him. Let's just switch here so we can actually have a look, and that is exactly alongside him. But Ryan Mills opens it out. It looks like overtake's going to be a problem, so they're side by side going into the first. Let's get outside and have a little look and see how they manage this. A little bit later on the braking, which is going to force Ryan Mills to go in the inside, and Ryan Mills is going to have to allow him to go there because Hedgehog really didn't leave a great deal of space for him. These two good battling. It looked just about good battling. J Wills in third.
Absolutely, and I think this is slowing him down immensely. He has his dive in. He miscalculated the braking zone and he dived in, which gives Ben now the provisional P1 and Mrs. Squiddo now P2. J Wills needs to be careful with his tires, not to use them too much, because still a long way down and you can always come back, but so unfortunate for him miscalculating the braking spot.
Yeah. But I don't know if he's actually gone for that or not through there, but it's I hope he didn't. I think it was just maybe an error. I would doubt that he'd have gone for it from there. You know, genuine error. Fair.
It did look like an error to me, a miscalculation of where the cars in front of you are braking. It's very hard to judge sometimes, especially in the hard braking zones. Unfortunately for J Wills, but a long race still to go. Anything could happen. There's always the chance for a safety car, which can swap the car, flip the cards around massively. And also, just to mention that the battle between Hedgehog and Ryan Mills, I think Ryan Mills got a warning from being pushed into on the curb on turn 2 on the exit from Hedgehog a little bit, so he got a 3 seconds time penalty as well. As we talk about him, he's getting passed from Mrs. Squiddo now as well, taking it up to P3, looking really good at the moment, trying to hunt down Ben once again in traffic.
Yep, these front travellers are all starting to bunch up a little bit. It's not as big of a gap up there. Hedgehog, Big Ben, Mr. Squiddo, and Ryan Mills all close. Of course, Hedgehog and Ryan Mills taking the alternative strategy and do have to come in. Oh, yeah. A little bit of a gap between him and J Wills. Again, we've got this bit, they've got clusters. You can just see on the graphic on the right hand side there, that map that we've got up, and you can see the little clusters going on in and around the track now. So if we go up to the front of 1, 2, 3, 4, or 4, 3, 2, 1, should I say, all coming around Parabolica together. All about half a second splits them two, and also at the end of sector 2, we have another 4 starting from Rafbo, Jimmy Bowie, Ghost Angel 1, Mishy Joy, all nice and tight towards each other, going down the DRS straight as well. So 14 laps gone of 27. How's the social media looking?
Social media, yes indeed. Having a look through the chat already, but many people loving the corners, Ascari as well. It is a very tough turn to take, and unfortunately Connor is not the biggest fan of Ascari when he lost it on the exit as well. But good to have you here as well, still in the chat, supporting your fellows from CRA. You love to see it.
Yeah.
If you guys have any requests in the chat to watch someone, let us know. I think there's a battle now going down very soon.
Yeah, Mr. Squido is behind Hedgehog. He's obviously on the younger tyres by quite a margin, so he's going to be trying to squeeze him on the DRS, but I don't think he's going to have enough space before they get into turns 8, 9 and 10. Ascari, as we have said. Ooh, and at least there was nearly contact, but it looks like the McLaren's going to get past. Although there's a little bit of defender by Hedgehog, I don't think he's going to just let him past. He's certainly trying to push him to take him out wide on the corner. Nice and clean, great turn, Hedgehog.
Who's going to get the DRS? I think Hedgehog has a DRS. He does indeed. Very smart from him, dropping behind him, making Mr. Squido using his DRS, and is going to fight back. He is indeed. He is braking a little bit later. Got the inside for the turn 1 and the outside for turn number 2. A little bit of contact, but a little bit less than before. So well driving there from him, very smart with the DRS as well.
Hedgehog's been really solid, I think, so far today. He was 6th last week. He finished 6th in the championship. He is 4th behind, the big three, J. Wills, Mills and Big Ben. But yeah, he's got obviously a lot of competition up there, but he's certainly shown that he's got a right to be up there off this piece of driving that we're seeing right now. Mr. Squido quite been able to get past him so far, but he's going to start to feel them tyres soon, Hedgehog. And this might be it. Will he have enough chance? Nope, he's not going to. Mazzles we see 8th, 10th behind Murphy. The pair of them are going to be seeing the rest of the race out with their tyre compounds, but looking pretty good for that. Yeah, so Gasly, as you said, he won. He was the first Frenchman to win a race in F1 since Olivier Panis. That was Monaco in 1996.
It's a long time ago. 1996, that's the year of my birth. So, yeah, 25 years ago. Very, very long time.
As it happens, he won that. Let's have a look. He won from P10 that day. He won from P10.
We have a battle as well here, interrupting you, Hedgehog and Mr. Squido once again side by side into turn number 3. Heading to turn number 4 now. Squido is still in P2, but Hedgehog, what is he able to prepare as a response? And unfortunately gets a very slow exit and loses the DRS window from Squido, unfortunately, but J. Wills putting a lot of pressure now onto Hedgehog. As I said, it's a long race and J. Wills is already on the back of Hedgehog and he uses DRS and ERS to try to pass Hedgehog. Hedgehog going defensive on the inside line. J. Wills around the outside, break on the 100-meter board, breaking a bit later and makes the move. The J. Wills up into P3. Good comeback here from him as it goes into 1, gets a 3 seconds time penalty as well. I think that looks like corner cutting. Squido went a bit wide as well, but defended the DRS for J. Wills for now, as it looks like. And yes, it does. He has to use a little bit of DRS to stay to stick with him. Very, very close battling here once again. We have Ruffle as well being very close behind Ryan, as Ruffle just had to catch a car again once in Ascari, once more, and JB Bowie takes a position back. Bowie now up to P11.
Yeah, lovely scenes from the camera shots there. He's on hards, is Rathpo, 5 laps off. JB Bowie on 12 of them. Ryan Mills is obviously on fresh softs again. Sorry, not again, for the first time. So we'll love to see what he can do now between now and the rest of the race. Is he going to get those laps? I've just thought there. How many's left? 10. Yeah.
You got a question as well in the chat. How is Greg's Game Center going on? Would you like to respond to that?
Greg's Game Center is currently in P8. He's got an 8-second gap between him and Mazzles, so he's got a little bit to do. He's got to come back into the pits. He's on mediums currently. 16 laps off, as you can see on the left-hand side. But the benefit is, as you can see, him more than a lot of them underneath him, he's not got any penalties around here, so a decent drive from him so far.
Absolutely. And once again, Hedgehog and El Wyatt battling.
Got it done.
DRS. No, I think this is El Wyatt got the DRS.
absolutely did.
No. It's Hedgehog once again. He stole the DRS away as he entered the pit. That's very, very cheeky. Hedgehog entering the pit and gets the DRS. I think he still gets DRS as well on the exit, if I'm not mistaken. I think we will see in a second. Now changing to soft compound tires once again.
Sorry, just saying that there was someone ghosted on track. It was Mr. Jojo. I think it's just because of the time lap.
Oh, he's going to enter the big group. It's going to be interesting.
He might do. Jay Wills just behind him. He's having a little look at the moment. He's only a second, just over a second off Mr. Squeedo with Big Ben. Going solid. Big Ben, third in the championship so far. He, after last week's win, got himself that little bit closer. He's now got himself inside that 40-point mark. Where are we? 37 points he is behind Jay Wills at the top. Anything can happen, as we very well know. And have seen before. He went a little bit deep into 8 and 9, but he's released quite nicely.
And a few battles here again as well.
Mazzles and Murphy have just swapped positions. Mazzles just gone past Murphy. And as they exit Ascari, he just catches the inside. Is that going to lose him a little bit of time? He's not going to get a chance to take him back. Not on this, and we will see how that comes on. There's been another change. Reverend Melvin and JB Bowie side by side. Let's have a little look outside there. Has it been done? JB Bowie is ahead. Yeah. Looks good. Hedgehog on softs. Comes out P7. Zing.
Let's have a quick chat about the position changes as we had... Oh wait, never mind. We have a yellow flag. It is a Haas driver. Who is this? Does it look like Gautier LeBlanc? Or... No, it's Greg's Gaming Center. Game Center, I was just about to talk about him.
No, it's Gautier.
No, he went...
Gautier was the one that's just slipped off. He was on 15 laps of mediums. Greg's is getting the pits currently. Yeah, Greg's just
okay.
The pits.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
I was about to say, please let me not jinx it once again. Commentator curse. I don't like that one at all. But Greg's Game Center looking very good. Made up now 5 positions in P13, but in the previous positions he made up 9 positions. So let's see what he can do now on this final 8 laps. 8 laps it is.
So just on the left-hand side of your screens, I've put the penalties on for everyone to have a little look at. Big Ben with 3 seconds, Jay Wills, L. Wyatt, and Murphy all with 3 seconds, Mazzles with 5 seconds. Mr. Squeedo looking pretty decent. If he can close that gap at the top, he's got every chance of taking the victory. Just needs to get inside 3 seconds, but there's still 7 laps to go, so it's going to take a bit to make sure that he doesn't get any. Hedgehog also looking quite decent, sandwiched in between quite a few penalties on track. But Hedgehog and Ryan Mills certainly with the advantage in terms of the compound. Is that going to make a big enough difference? Let's have a look on stops. Yep, there's a 1 stop for the first 14 drivers on track. Golden Wolf with 2. Go back to the tyres and the interval, knock that back off, and let's go looking for what else is going on track. We're quite nicely spaced at the moment. Nothing, no immediate fights going on, which is good. I think I'll take this moment to talk about the constructors and just say where everybody is currently. So currently in 10th is the Haas, or Team Haas with 497. One above in position 9, McLaren 649, sorry. Red Bull above them in number 8 with 674. The Williams with 747. The Alpha Tauri with 791. Please shout up if anything happens on track, because I'm looking down currently. The Renault with 808 points there in 5th position. Alfa Romeo 865 in 4th. Racing Point with only a few points ahead of them, and 871. They're in number 3 currently. And then the top 2. Ferrari in the 2nd position in the championship so far with 887 points. And currently at the top still is the Mercedes, who have probably Jay Wills to thank quite a lot of them points, with 1,131 points, with some serious gaps starting to form.
Jay Wills now out of the pits. Yes, indeed. I was just about to mention the same as well. Jay was now ahead of Hedgehog. Very, very crucial for him on the fresher soft tire compound. And let's see what he can do in the last 6 laps. It's going to be important for Hedgehog once again to stick with J Wills and his DRS. Is he going to be able? It's a long distance up to P1. It is so J Wills has a difference to P1 of 29.6 seconds, decreasing at the moment.
Yeah, he's also just pushing away from Hedgehog a little bit. We can see that on stream. Just a tiny bit at a time, just the odd 10th here and there, but just starting to open up, and those 2 laps of fresher compound tyres make basically that much difference, isn't it? Just the old tiny little bit more grip, tiny, minute, just every now and again, but he sets a fastest sector. My apologies if I could speak. However, as we saw, he made a bit of a fluff of Mascari, to be honest with you.
A little bit.
Well, yeah, he did have a bit of a warm up through there, but he won't be too bothered. He's still got a good look in front of him, considering how Big Ben, Mr. Squeedo, and it looks like there's been a change up there as L. Wyatt had come into the pits. He's put himself on softs as well. Murphy, 10 laps of mediums.
Oh, that's going to be a hunt down to the medium runners. Are they staying out? And it looks like they will. Mr. Squiddo at the moment looking really good. If he can make up 1 more second to Ben. Oh, good catch there as well from J Wills on the exit. Had to correct himself. I just caught it as well.
It's horrible. It's a horrible call.
Wow.
That, honestly, horrible.
It is.
Turn 2, you just have to coax it in. You have to go sort of upshift quite quickly, don't you? But if you put your foot down slight bit too fast, definitely with no traction, you can get tripped quite badly on that corner. And certainly if you catch the grass, it's easy to float around to the grass on the right hand side. If you try to keep too much pace through it, it's a tough old corner, that one.
Absolutely, a very, very tricky turn to on the acceleration. It's very, very challenging every single time, whatever compound tires you are on. But we have again L. Wyatt being close to Ryan Mills. By the way, this or the following lap is going to be the lap you want to do your fastest lap of the race. So all the fresh, soft compound tires is going to be crucial. You will be able to take the fastest lap. An extra point here as L. Wyatt takes the position away from Ryan Mills, but it does mean as well that the car behind once again gets a DRS, which gives it to the Ferrari, and he could save some DRS, which he doesn't. Fair point, but he could.
Yeah, at the moment, as it stands, these front runners are going to really probably cost themselves some time on this. But the ones that have gone for the 2 stops on the softs now, this could be really interesting. This really could be one hell of a last 4 laps. I mean, there's a big gap from 3rd position. Bear in mind, 16 seconds. Mazzles is 16 seconds behind Squeedo. Murphy only 3.7 behind Mazzles to see if he can get himself on that podium. J Wills, of course, is starting to close that gap as well, though, and is only a second and a half behind Murphy with 4 laps to go. You'd fancy him on the softs, would you not? 1 lap of softs versus 11 on mediums. I think I'd probably have J Wills having a pretty decent chance so far. Not many cars running on damage. I haven't seen anybody really with much damage on their cars, which is nice to see. Really nice to hear on with Academy. Certainly this track.
Absolutely.
Hedgehog.
Absolutely, talking about nice to see and nice to hear as well. I was just on board with Mr. Ben on the front, who has Sniper Boy straight behind him, who's boosting around there a little bit. But Ben, very, very cheekily, just in front of the DRS part, he's dropping behind the ghost of Sniper Boy and getting the DRS there, saving a little bit more. ERS for the long run. Smart driving there, I like it. You love to see those small changes that the drivers do.
Indeed you do. J Wills did indeed pass CRL Murphy to go into 4th position. Hedgehog and L. Wyatt also trading places on that straight. L. Wyatt is having a lovely look at him again around that corner. The pair of these are pushing great. Lovely little battle here. The McLaren tries to go around the outside. Don't meme that again, please. Oh, he's been contact.
Pushing off.
Oh, and he goes to come on the gravel. There's been very little room left for him by the Renault. But in fairness to L. Wyatt, he's done really well. I thought he controlled the car very, very well, considering his line, his pace, and when he clipped that gravel. Again, another corner that if you get too fast down on the accelerator, it's pretty scary. L. Wyatt, jump on board again. He's going to have a look on the inside. Oh, he's had to. Where he was.
Close.
Brave one.
You maybe want to prefer to wait for another straight and be a little bit more cautious with the ERS usage. Use all of the ERS there. It had 2 more laps to go. You really want to have a bit more ERS, especially for the down straight here. L White is going to push again a lot, but this is going to make him very vulnerable for the last lap. If he gets the position down, Hedgehog will have a good opportunity for the last lap, but it doesn't matter. LY takes the position now on the inside for turn number 1, P6, and yes, he does make the move now, but Hedgehog is down to him. How quick can he recover? And he can't. He's struggling a little bit. He's dropping down by 8 tenths. Will be important for him to stick into the 1 second DRS window, but very beautiful battles there from both drivers, from the Renault and from the McLaren.
Yeah, absolutely can't argue with that. I tell you what, there's been a couple of drivers that maybe would have wanted to do a bit better this week. Gautier Lefalon, he came 7th last week. He's currently down in P16. Hasn't gone his way so far, although he's not completely out. There's a couple of laps still to go, of course. And Sniper Boy Hart's probably another one there, just 1 place above him. And he was last week, he was at P4. He finished 4th, so he's not had the day that he'd probably want today either.
Did you see, sorry to interrupt, did you see the time penalties, the amount of J Wills?
Let's have a little look. We'll put it back on. Oh, wow. Wow, J Wills with 16 seconds of time penalties. He is not half trying to push it to get caught back up. Is that if they're all corner cuts? Rafbo having quite a few on his plate as well. Mr. Squeedo is now getting closer and closer to that 3-second mark behind Big Ben. If he does, he could take he could take the victory here. Mazzles is slipping probably a little bit further back, but J Wills, Mazzles has pretty much got this cemented, has he not? If Murphy can close, he's obviously got a couple of seconds on Mazzles, so he could also close that value down a little bit, but we'll come.
Absolutely.
Let's not focus on penalties. But he's certainly going to have to come into play later on. We can't deny it. It is going to come into play, and you can see the amount of penalties on the left-hand side of the graphic is pretty big. The one stop is positions 1, 2 and 3. Is it going to prove to be the best type of strategy here today? Looks to be so far to me. We'll go back on the tyres and back in with the action, as J Wills is only a couple of seconds just behind the back of Mazzles, and then he needs to get a lot of time up, but it's the final lap, so we're going to jump back up to Big Ben as we go around the final lap. He's battling with the Williams at the moment, but doesn't have to worry about that. Once the lap is out, is all it's going to take. It's Mr. Squeedo with 3.3 behind him. Can you keep the penalties open, please, on yours, just to make sure that Big Ben doesn't get anything else? But because currently there's 3 tenths between Mr. Squeedo and Big Ben, bear in mind, and that's gone down to 2 tenths. Yeah.
Oh, he's getting so close. It's going to be so close. It's going to be down to the line from him. It's still 3 seconds time penalties, 3.4 seconds behind.
This is really going to come very much down to the final few corners of the Italian Grand Prix. Race number 8 in Cone Racing Academy. JB Bowie sets the fastest lap of the day with a 1:20.993 for the Racing points. I'll get him the extra point.
It's 5 tenths now. He's losing a little bit of pace. What is going on? He's in a slipstream. He has no ERS anymore. He has nothing anymore. This is a big difference.
Big Ben just coming down the final corner. Parabolica, he does have overtake, and he's going to have a little bit more just to pump himself over that line and take victory in the Italian Grand Prix. Big Ben, absolutely superb. Sorry, I needed to cough just at the wrong time. He comes in second. J Wills, we're just seeing him come round the final corner now with Mazzles in behind him. They've all got penalties now, so we'll see where J Wills ends up. I believe that he's got a few places to fall. I'm imagining that he's going to be down in P9 by the time the remaining drivers come round. There's Mazzles' finish. CRL, Murphy just going to finish, and he's going to cut himself P4. LY also jumps in front as he finishes the race. Hedgehog coming over the line. J Wills has come over the line already, but he continues to fall. Ryan Mills gets himself back up to 8th position. What's going on there? The final corner. Reverend Melvin and Rathbo get into a little bit of hustly bustly. Is that going to make a difference coming over the line? No. Reverend Melville goes back in front. Rathbo in behind him in P10. JB Bowie coming around the final corner. He's also got penalties, but he jumps and then goes down. Ghost Angel 1 jumps ahead of Jimmy Bowie and Rathbore, who continues to fall also. I think he was the other one that had quite a few penalties. Greg Game Centre over the line.
So
who we still looking for?
P12, P13. Absolute
wow.
Greg's Game Center 0.092 and Rathball 0.089 behind. Absolutely close. The time penalties make everything very, very interesting. But what a race. We had so many battles on track, beautiful switchbacks, and it came down once again in Italy to the time penalties. But I was just about to say, let's just quickly talk about Mazzels. He is going to be my driver of the day. That was very impressive driving from him. He's taken a P3 here in Italy. Congratulations.
Yeah, actually, I don't think I could argue. So many good races today, right
and
across the board.
AlphaTauri once again on P1.
Yeah, no, man, it's just incredible. So there we go.
And
in
homage to
Gasly.
McLaren behind.
Oh, indeed, with McLaren in behind. Can you believe?
No way.
In homage to the very Mr. Gasly, we have again an AlphaTauri takes the victory. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Another brilliant race, by the way. Another brilliant race. I think that
Absolute.
Class. I think the quality of the driving that I've seen there on track today has been pretty frightening. Alfa Romeo, you can probably see, has been the constructor of the day in the academy with Mazzels and Murphy with third and fourth. Superb to them too. So at the top we have Big Ben and the AlphaTauri start third, finished top. Mr. Squeedo started second, finished second. Mazzels with one hell of a run up the board there for the Alfa Romeo team, started 10th and up to third. Murphy in fourth, Hedgehog in fifth for the Renault, also doing unbelievably well and driving well today. L. White in the McLaren also. So many people jumping up. J. Will's just not his day today, where he could have been having gone into bother earlier on in the race. Ryan Mills in P8 for Ferrari, and then Reverend Melvin, Ghost Angel 1, Jimmy Barry, Greg Gibbs, Rathbone, Golden Wolf. I think there was some more underneath that as well, but I just saw the time starting to go down.
Yeah.
And through as many names as possible. But yeah, that really does shake things up just a little bit. Jay Wills and Ryan Mills both not hitting the complete heights that they would expect to, but they were 1 and 2, and it gives other people a chance to catch up in this championship.
Absolutely.
Do you know where the next race is? Let me just quickly look, actually.
Oh wow, you caught me out of context there.
Do you want to see if anybody wants to come in the chat?
Absolutely, yeah. I will have a quick look. I'm gonna invite them over.
And I'll have a little look at where we are next. It's the Will's backyard.
Should we take top 3?
Yep, if they want to come in top 3. Sorry, who was 1, 2, 3 there?
Ben, Mr. Squiddo, and Mezzels.
Ben, Mr. Squizzle.
I'll invite them already. Let's see. Mr. Squiddo and Mezzels, where are you?
The next race is going to be, as I quickly mentioned there, De Wil's backyard. It is the French Grand Prix.
Oh wow!
I do like France, actually. Lovely track.
Do you?
Yeah, I like it.
I don't.
So Monaco and France, you don't like? No?
France. Yeah, this is going to be very, very interesting because France is always going to be the overtaking is mostly boring because you have one of the straights. So there's a lot of side-by-side action there going on. If you want to go side-by-side, I actually don't have Mazzels, I think.
That's alright, don't worry.
If you can
we'll give them another minute or two just to see if anybody's going to come in and have a chat with us about that, the race this evening. And if not, we shall wrap it up for tonight, but hope everybody's enjoyed it. Here we go. Big Ben. Is he there?
Hello.
Is he sharing? I hope anybody's still listening, just let us know if you can hear him. All being well, if you're sharing, it should be good. How are you feeling after that?
Oh, so relieved.
Yeah.
Honestly, the pressure. I mean, it was decent qualifying at the start, and then obviously I was battling my way through with Jay Wills. He did make a mistake with Ryan Mills, which is really unfortunate for him. So, but good for me in the end, so I can catch up on those points.
Yeah. Got the strategy right today.
Yeah, and also big up Sniper Boy, giving me that DRS for the whole race. Thank you very much, because that helped me out a lot.
Right. Yeah, happy days. Who else have we got in here, Stanley? Has anyone else coming yet?
I have invited them,
yeah.
but not 100% sure if they're going to join. So it looks like that we have just Mr. Ben himself
Alright.
as for now.
Well, as per last week, Benny Boy, what's your feelings on the next track up, which is France?
France, yeah, pretty strong on that track. The only downside is penalties for me. I tried not to get any penalties this race, but 3 seconds, at least I only got one and not 20.
That's not bad. That's not bad to be fair around there. That's not bad at all. Especially when it's side by side. You know, there's going to be a lot of people. That will
Yeah,
come in
of course,
to say
of course.
Can't really do much going through turns 1 and 2 really if you get squeezed.
Nah.
What I would say is you're on 204 points, 241 as Jay Wills at the top. Obviously, with that win today, it gets you a little bit closer still. I don't know whether it'll be enough to take top of the championship. We'll have to do those calculations in a bit, but getting there, innit? You're going to be somewhere near.
Yeah, definitely a lot closer since he finished. Is it 7th? I believe, yeah, 7th.
Yeah, he was down there. Yeah, we'll do the calculations and stick them up soon. But right, spot on.
Wonderful.
Thanks.
Well, at the very ending as well, there one more question and as well here for Ben himself, who was racing in the AlphaTauri and was being chased down by a McLaren as well, as we all watched in last year in real life. How does it feel for you winning in Italy as an AlphaTauri driver on P1?
It feels amazing. You could call me Pierre Gasly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You're pro.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds like the one.
It does indeed. It was beautiful to watch. Thank you very much for the racing.
Yeah, class.
Thank you as well for the great commentating throughout the whole season.
Oh, thanks,
You guys are amazing.
Appreciate that. That's a lovely little touch. Didn't pay him anything either. So, Big Ben, thanks very much. We'll see you next week. Hopefully, see you
next week.
Fighting away at the top of the championship once more. And right, we shall leave you there. Join us next week, 8 o'clock on Monday evening, and we will be in France. Until then, we'll see you. Thank you very much, and thank you, Steiny, for joining as always.
Anytime. To all of our Tier 1, Tier 2 and Tier 3 races as well. On Thursday, I think beginning time is 7:30 British time, so make